Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. So of course, as you could tell from the title, today we're gonna play with drugstore makeup. I do not pay enough attention to my drugstore makeup, so I thought I need to get ready. Let me pull out some of my drugstore items and use them with you all. I also love hanging out with you while I get ready, so I figured let me film it as well. Okay, yeah, so that's what we're gonna do today. If you are new here, hi, hello, I give you an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you can click the subscribe button and hopefully choose to stay for a while. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for being here. I love and appreciate every single one of you. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I already have primers on. I went into the Rhode Skin Glazing Mist. I always apply it by putting it onto my hand and then applying it that way. I don't like spraying it directly to my face. And as you can see, perimenopause for the win again. It's just like it clears up and then boom, it starts up again. A tad bit annoying. I used the Vive this little Super Skin Nova. It's the one in the jar, and Niacinamide balm powder for my T-zone. We're gonna use this e.l.f. Halo Glow Skin Tint for today. Light Cool 6 is the tone I have. We'll apply it alone first and see how it goes, because this is a tiny bit light. You know, I want to say shade 7 is a better match, but I feel like this product oxidizes quite a bit. Maybe I should shake this. This e.l.f. Halo Glow Skin Tint, it's beautiful. If you enjoy the kind of coverage and no makeup kind of look, I do feel like it does oxidize. It might seem a little light for now, but I think like throughout the day it just gets darker. Because I want to say when I did use the sample for the shade 7, by the end of the day I would look in the mirror and I would think, gosh, I look darker. My face does not match my neck like it did earlier. Yeah, so this is the Sigma and Brianna Fox 4 brush. I'm not going to share everything, like I won't have a drugstore item in every category, but I'll do as much as I can. I do enjoy the drugstore. I enjoy my non-drugstore makeup a tiny bit more, but there are some very good gems at the drugstore. Okay, I brought you in a tiny bit closer. Airplane. I'm gonna jump into the L'Oreal Skin Ink, and I don't know if you could see, but I have used this more than I thought I was going to. You do have to shake it. It's a pretty liquidy product. I enjoy this both as a concealer and a foundation, a light coverage foundation. Yeah, if you're somebody who needs a decent amount of coverage, this probably would not work as a concealer because it's pretty lightweight. And as you can see, it's a little bit darker and more yellow than my face right now, but it's fine. It will all even out just fine. Okay, Tarte concealer brush. I have gotten a few questions about this brush and I don't see it sold individually. I got this for free when I ordered the Tarte concealer stick at Ulta. So it must have been a promo just for when they launched that concealer, but I can't find this at Ulta. Okay, for cream, I'll do cream bronzer. So this shade from e.l.f. This is the Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour. I think it just depends on which shade you choose and how it looks on your skin. This one can work as a contour and a bronzer for me. Which shade is this? Hold on. I think it's shade number 2 or shade number 3. It just says light medium. Yeah, I can use this as a bronzer. So this is what I'm gonna use right now, and I do one side at a time. I don't know if it's with time it dries down a tiny bit, but I find that if I wait too long to blend it out, it kind of sticks right where I applied it with the dough fudge. It didn't do that. I don't remember it doing that when I first purchased this. I remember it blending with ease and no issues. This is a Sigma Soft Blend 60. Yeah, I just find that I have to work quickly now that it's been a minute since I bought this, but it's still pretty. And like I said, I can use this as a bronzer shade. Okay, CoverGirl. This is the True Blend Skin Enhancer. This is a blush stick nude flush. Now this is, I'm going to put it on the back of my hand, a little bit light for me, but I can still use it as a more natural kind of blush. I kind of wish I would have picked up a different tone. This is the Victoria Beckham number 12 brush, but it's still a pretty blush and the formula is really nice. CoverGirl did a good job with this. I also have the contour, which the tone I have is more of a bronzer really, but yeah, the formula is the same and it's a beautiful formula. So if you're scared to work with a liquid bronzer contour, the CoverGirl, this one is decent. It's good. I have the third, so the second to darkest shade. I think there's only 4 shades available, and I feel like shade number 2 is a little bit more of a contour shade. Now I would say the pigment on these is not too opaque, so I can make the third shade work for me because the pigmentation is not too much. Okay, so this e.l.f. Halo Glow skin tint, it's pretty glowy. I have to powder it. And it also does feel a tiny bit sticky. Some people don't mind that. I myself cannot stand it. And I always have to powder anyways because transfer for me is a huge deal. And I will powder because I don't want any transfer. I don't care if it's advertised as its self-setting. It just, I feel like as time is passing through the day, the oils in your skin, the moisture, it doesn't stay. It just doesn't. But I'm going to jump into this e.l.f. Halo Glow Powder Filter Pressed Powder. Now I do have, I think it's the second lightest shade, just because this does have a tiny bit of, this is the 127 from Vive. So I dip my brush in the powder and then I do this to get some of the excess. Yeah, this does have a tiny bit of coverage and I don't want to add too much. I just want to make sure that the skin tint is set. I don't consider Hailey's Beauty Drugstore. I don't. And that's another powder I enjoy that's a little bit more affordable. Maybelline does have that loose powder that I do really enjoy. Do I even still have it in my collection? I think I got rid of it during one of the declutters. Let me know if you have a favorite loose setting powder from the drugstore. I would love to hear your thoughts and make sure to let me know like your skin type and whatnot. I don't have too many drugstore powder bronzers. I pulled this one out from ColourPop. This is from the Going Coconuts collection. This is in Coconut Beach. This is so old. It's probably yeah, it's so old. But as you can see, it's definitely been used. I'm gonna jump into it with this Wayne Goss number 1 brush. I've seen a couple. I do have the NYX, what is it called? The one that's too pigmented. That one I do enjoy, but I feel every time I play with my drugstore makeup, I use it. So I decided to change it up for today. Is it Maybelline or L'Oreal, the one that has that big jumbo one? That's the only reason why I choose not to purchase that one, because it's so big. It's pointless for me to have such a big bronzer. Yeah, so let me know if you have a favorite from the drugstore. I know ColourPop has come out with some new ones since this Going Coconuts one. And I've been meaning to make a purchase of ColourPop products, but I don't trust Ulta and their packaging. And every time I've gone to the ColourPop website, I haven't had a big enough order to justify placing an order. I think the last time I placed an order from ColourPop was for the Twilight eyeshadow palettes, and I feel like they took, I have hair, pretty long to get shipped. Well, they shipped, but it took a while to get to me. I don't know why. Anytime I order directly from ColourPop, it just takes forever. Okay, so a little trick that I do when I want to cover some blemishes that are a little more red than like some that are not as irritated. So I take a color corrector. This one is from LA Colors and it's just, yeah, green. I have already powdered, and that is the key, is that I'm already powdered. So I add where I want, and I don't add too much because it can get out of hand. The color corrector. Since I'm already powdered, it should kind of adhere a tiny bit better than if you go with a bare skin. And I know it's not going to cover it completely, but it is going to minimize the redness just a tiny bit, to where if someone, you know, looks at you, that's not directly where their eyes are going to go. Yeah, because I'm powdered, it just sticks a tiny bit better, and then I just use whatever brush I used for my powder and stamp it. Not 100% gone, but improved, you know? Okay, for the blush, I pulled out this Kaleidos, and I don't even know the shade. It doesn't have it anywhere. I have not heard any launches or anything from Kaleidos. They're not necessarily a drugstore brand, but I pulled it out. This is the TF3 from Sonia G. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Kaleidos. It's been a minute since they've launched anything. I still see people using the brand. It's been a while, and I want to say their prices are pretty affordable. Like Odin's Eye is just, I think it's an overseas brand, right? Okie dokie, for the eyes, I did pull out a ColourPop palette. I don't own too many drugstore eyeshadow palettes. Gosh, I could probably count with one hand. So here it is, the Beautiful Color Story. I think we're gonna stick to the nudes. We'll start with this one here. Say It Out Loud, and then we'll go into Bella. All right, this is a Fluffy Elamar Cosmetics brush. Even though this palette is a little bit more on the cool tone side, I still do really enjoy the color story. From time to time, I do find myself picking this palette up. Between this one and the other Twilight palette that they came out with, is it New Moon? I definitely prefer the warmer toned one. But this one does have pretty tones in it. It's a very gloomy kind of forest green blue, which I'm okay with that. It's the bright clown blue that I can't stand. So you can barely see that tone, but it's fine. All right, now with this rougher 01, I'm gonna jump into Bella. That pretty, almost cool toned chocolate brown. Yeah, definitely has hints of like gray undertones. Okay, I think I'm gonna jump into Moonlit and then Edward. Just gonna go in my lower lash line. I think you already know the style of look I've been doing lately, and just keeping the shimmers kind of on the lower lash line. I'll probably do that light blue in the inner corner. Okay, now I'm doing Edward, which is a little bit more on the chunky side, and it has all kinds of glitter sparkles. Okay, Blend Bunny Before Unconditionally. That'll be my inner corner shade. Yeah, okay. Pretty. Okay, we are almost done. For eyebrows, I went into my Gucci Brow Pencil Sephora Lamination Brow Gel. I only currently have 3 brow pencils that I'm using and 2 opened eyebrow gels. I did purchase the MAC Cosmetics. Cannot remember. It's the one with the little spiky neon green brush tip. I do have that brow gel, but I want to finish off the 2 that I'm using before I open my MAC Cosmetics. And then, yeah, so I don't have any drugstore eyebrow products currently, and mascaras either. I went in to my Kosas and then topped it off with a Say, which I'm about to pan. All of that information. Okay, so Cinch Beauty lip liner in Optimistic Oak. I do have drugstore lip liners like NYX or Milani, but I want to use this one. Not a drugstore, but a pretty affordable indie brand, Cinch Beauty, and I love this tone of lip liner, and it goes pretty well with the drugstore brand product, lip product that I'm about to put on. I love this. A beautiful, like neutral nude kind of contouring shade. And since Cinch Beauty is pretty affordable, I figured it would be fine. Beautiful, you see that? So pretty. All right, Maybelline Teddy Tint. This is Current Mood. It's gonna be a pretty nude lip tone, it's fine. Oh, my battery's low. All right, we're done with the lips. Let me go ahead and change the battery and we should be done. Okay, battery is changed. Just one more thing. I'm gonna jump into this e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter, I think shade 3. Yeah, I'm gonna use this as a natural kind of highlighter. So all I do is put some on the back of my hand and I just pick it up from the back of my hand and use it as a natural kind of, like literally just very lightly. So my brush is a tiny bit damp, but not wet. Yeah, see? And it's just a natural. You can also use your finger. You don't have to use a brush. Using a brush. This is the Sonia G Small Cheek, Mini Cheek. Okay, done right on time because I do have to pretty much close this video out and take the kids to pre-K. Okay, that is it. Here it is, the full completed makeup look with almost all Drugstore. But yeah, so pretty. I feel like ColourPop has definitely come a long way. Now it sucks that it's kind of hit or miss. Some of the palettes can definitely be a huge miss, but some of them, when it's a hit, it's a hit. Like this is such a beautiful eye look. Both of the Twilight palettes, I've really been enjoying those. Let me scooch on out. All right, here it is. So yes, you can get a beautiful makeup look with Drugstore items. I just neglect my Drugstore products a tiny bit more than my other makeup beauty products. I would love to know what some of your favorite Drugstore items are. Maybe I'll do a video sharing all of your favorites. And yeah, okay, I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me, putting on makeup, the eye look, the makeup look, just everything. I love and appreciate every single one of you, honestly and truthfully. I cannot say it enough. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the hypes. Any interaction on my channel pushes it out for other eyes to see, and hopefully we'll hit the 4,000 before the end of the year. That would be absolutely amazing. Okie dokie, that's it. Thank you for joining me. I love you all. With that being said, do not forget to give the video a big thumbs up. And also don't forget to click the subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will see you all on my next video. Bye.